Much as these undecided voters are unsure about the candidates, however undefined their decision-making process appears to be, you can see what issues are foremost in their minds in this critical swing county. But what is maybe just as interesting is what was not on the minds of those undecided.
Out there in Sag Nasty. That's what we call SAGINAW out there in Sag Nasty.
Voters. Issues that have received a ton of media attention in this state and in this election. Issues like abortion access and Donald Trump's lawlessness covered exhaustively by the national news media. Those were not the kinds of things these undecided voters were focused on.
What were they focused on? The economy?
Anybody have any idea about what's happening in the federal courts relating to Donald Trump's the January 6th event and what's going on there with Trump? Wait, I'm sorry to keep coming back to you, but so like you haven't talked to me about your level of interest in the criminal charges and so forth.
February 6th?
January 6th.
January 6th. So I remember that day. I know he was the standing president. I'm not familiar with the charges that are being brought against him for that. I'm not following that charge or I know there's multiple court cases going on. I'm just not familiar with it.
I mean,
translation, he doesn't care enough for that to be a determining factor on whether he's going to vote for him or not. It doesn't matter.
That doesn't sound like it's going to be a factor in deciding who to vote for.
No.
Okay, so when I say January 6th, what do you think?
Oh, I just remember seeing it on the news, like all the riots and stuff. Don't really know what it was about or what happened, though.
These folks are too busy trying to work, man. They don't care about all that stuff y'all done propaganded.
How did it make you feel when you saw it?
I don't know. I don't really feel any way about it. People showed their emotion, I guess. Probably in the wrong way, but it happened.
Who here has been following the decisions from the Supreme Court? Raise your hands.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing like only a handful. Who here knows what the Dobbs decision is? One person. Okay, that's super interesting.
These people don't care. They care about the prices of food,
What about abortion?
gas, and services.
Is that an issue that you think?
I think it's the woman's right.
Yeah.
Nobody should be able to dictate that at all.
And what do you think of Trump's position on abortion?
I think he's anti, isn't he?
Yeah.
He wants to control that.
Yeah, well,
I don't think he has any business even talking about it.
What about abortion?
Y'all just catch that? Trump is not for a national abortion ban. And she said, yeah. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So he's not really informed. And he's like, I think I heard this is from the left-wing media. Yeah. See? Telling lies, man.
Abortion, reproductive choice. Is that something that you guys think about? Is it something that concerns you?
I think each side is a little too crazy. They need to meet in the middle.
What do you mean by that?
I think they go too much one way and then too much the other way.
So you think Democrats are too open-ended on abortion and Republicans are too restrictive?
Yep.
Okay. What about you? Is it something you think about?
Same as her.
Same as her?
I think there's a middle ground there.
Something you think about?
I don't know.
You don't have to? Well,
I don't really have an opinion on it. I haven't looked into it or even thought about it, really.
Because he's a guy. He doesn't really care. And he knows that there's more things out there that really need to be handled than abortion. This man is working. This looked like a classic working man right here. Listen, Brad here is a classic working man. He's got a family. He's a faithful man, right? Brad is a faithful man. He goes to work. He works long hours and he goes home. Brad don't got time to be talking about abortion. Brad is trying to figure out a way to get the diapers for his baby. So he's going to work as a union worker, hard worker. He wants to make sure that the economy makes sense, that his wages are moving up so that he can have more money to buy those groceries, afford his rent, and buy them diapers. Abortion is not on Brad's mind. Brad has a little baby girl and a wife who he wants to keep on, hope your kids ain't around, busting down. Brad ain't thinking about no abortion. So what Brad is saying here, thank you, Brad. Thank you. I'll take it from here, Bradley. All right. Brad is basically saying, listen, all that stuff that y'all talk about on the news, I don't really know like what's going on out there in the court cases, but that's not a concern to him. It doesn't concern him, not one bit. He's voting based upon his pocketbook. He's voting on the economy and who he thinks can run it better. And probably, maybe, would you say, Brad? Oh, Brad wants good representation of the United States. He wants strength in the United States. This looks like a type of guy that's looking for that. Look at that. He's got his hands together. He's very like, Brad is very just, he ain't for no games. He don't look like a guy for no games. He got the glasses on top, with the tint, with that tint in there. He got that like the amber tint on the glasses. That's like them camo glasses. I'm going deer hunting glasses. My man is not playing. He don't care about that stuff. And that's when I'm like, the Democrats, all y'all running on is abortion?
God damn it. You can't make this shit up.
Not to say, let me figure out without being offensive. I think most of us fall in the category of if the woman's health is a problem, incest or graping, I got to use that word. I think they should have a chance to decide because that is an unfortunate situation for any female. But to make this a thing where it's like, this is what we're running on to get your vote. Not all men are even thinking about abortion. Like that's not really a thing for me. Like as a voter, I'm not going to the ballot box saying, yeah, let me vote on abortion. It's not really the hot topic now. Now, maybe the economy was under control and migrants weren't running everywhere and a lot of these things weren't issues and we just had like regular politics, then maybe you could think about stuff differently. But at the moment, a priority list, abortion does not fall at the top. For many voters, even female voters, some of them female voters are like, they're more, I guess I would say they're more accepting of the conversation because it would affect them. And they say, hey, I want the right to choose. But to some of them, that's not their top issue. It's not the top issue. But to men, real men, we like, listen, we're just like Brad here. I don't really know really much about it. It's not really my call. So that means it's not really a priority. So that's kind of the sentiment of most men. Now you got these beta men who are like, yeah, I'm voting for women's rights. I'm like, bruh, where your nuts at? You had one of them surgeries to cut them off and you turn it into something else? Like men talking about, I'm voting for reproductive rights. What? What are you talking about, bro? Are you trying to be, y'all trying to get the surgery. Is that what it is? When I heard a man say that, I've heard plenty of men say this on these platforms. I'm like, that sounds odd to me. But anyways, this is Brad. And my bad. I stopped Brad in the middle of this. Let me read some of y'all comments real quick. My man B-Max said, or maybe they should be pushing safe sex because the STD numbers too high.
You can't make this shit up.
Oh, you mean you trying to tell these women to keep their legs closed? Now you know, and I know, we can't talk with common sense about this particular topic. Because if that was the case there, B-Mac, then
from the very beginning, oh, Shaniqua shouldn't be sleeping with Marcus. And then get an abortion to go sleep with James. Months later, you know, these men are savages. They be, oh, you done? You done having that? Oh, when did they say you can start, you know? And then Shaniqua right back at it again. Oh, yeah. Not to mention that she's exposing herself to sexually transmitted diseases. Absolutely. But we don't ever want to talk about the original conversation, which is, why don't y'all choose these people you have sex with? Choose the folks you have sex with instead of just having sex with anybody. And then y'all want to have this abortion topic. Like, you know, marry before you carry used to be a thing. Cool. But even if you don't want to marry before you carry, women, just be careful about who you're just exposing yourself to. Like, learn who the guy is. Like, know his first name before you bust it wide open. All right, let me stop. My man, let me see what James said. James said, I think we waste valuable energy trying to win this debate instead of solving the real problems. Yeah, it is I guess you would call it like, yeah, it's just it's a topic that takes away from the other, you know, real issues that we have, because it gets people emotional. So when you start talking about abortion, like, it's like the first thing for somebody to say, oh, you're insensitive. And then you go down this whole rabbit hole that goes away from, you know, the real issues that we're facing. It's women's choice, women's rights, my body. And it's like, well, hold on. It turns into a weird conversation. I don't even like talking about abortion. Like, once we get to that topic, I'm kind of like, you know what? Hey, y'all can have it. But doesn't Trump want this and that? Listen, abortion is not my topic. It's just not my topic. I'm not voting on that. You know, but yeah, I agree, man. It gets into a weird conversation. All right, Michelle, appreciate you dropping in. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next topic. My man Mel said, mobile abortion vans is diabolical.
Audio Jungle.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, bro. I didn't know that they had that until I seen that thing at the DNC in Chicago.